like that. The amount of monies that sink into these surgeries, with no exaggeration, you would not know. And if you do not have friends who will support you, I remember my very first surgery, when I went through it, it was my friend Serwaa Amihere who paid for it in full. The very first one, we were getting billed, and in fact, I got to know Apia Kubi through she and Nanaba, because before I met Apia Kubi, like I said earlier, I had seen about 12 different gynaes. I had gone to 9 different hospitals, and for a year and 7 months, nobody around me knew what was going on with me, except my sister and like my siblings. I would go to work. I started losing weight. So around that time, a lot of people were asking, what is your weight loss routine? And me too, I'll tell them something funny. Nobody knew what was going on with me. I'll go to work, Nanaba will ask, Adwoa, I say, Nana, oh, it's family issues. There were times that before I got to the office, even when I was on the crew for the morning show, I'll go and take injections. I'll go and take, what do we call that thing? Drips. There was so much going on with me. And for some of us, we are always taking. We are never offloading our issues. So for a whole year and about 7 months, I was bleeding. I was going through this. I was doing that. It was on one day when a report, that doctor that said that he suspected that I had cervical cancer. When I went through the cervical cancer test, that dawn, I think we were getting ready for the morning show. I was a co-producer. So I was holding my phone and the results came. And how we are, we have access to each other's stuff, mail, whatever. She opened it and she dropped the phone. She said, Adwoa, what is wrong with you? And I remember how Bolare was mad that day, because I had gone through this for almost 2 years and nobody. And these were people, these still are people, some of my closest people. And so if something had happened to me, they are the first point of call, because I spent almost all of my time with them. And I was going through this and I told nobody at all, except my sister. And maybe I should say this, she's the one person that I am absolutely grateful for. Because for us, our parents live abroad. About 98% of our entire family, external, lives abroad. So here it's just me, my sister, and maybe 1 or 2 uncles. Our great-grandma, who was also here, passed. And so there were times, my mom, I did not even tell her the first surgery, the day before the surgery, I called and told my parents that I was going to go through a surgery. My dad tells me that. My little sister tells me that my mom was calling everybody to look for a flight for her to come to Ghana. I had not told anyone for almost 2 years. And so sometimes when you talk about these things, when I say that I went broke, it's not even funny. When I resigned and left media, I left with not even anything 3,000 cedis or beyond. I'm not sure I had 3,000 cedis.
That was incredible.
I do not have. And I am that kind of person that even when I am in my broke stage, if I don't say it, you will never know, because you will not associate me with being broke. And so the amount of financial commitments that goes into these things is not funny. Let's be kind. I have gone through my fair share of all these issues. The first time that Apia Kubi told me that it would be difficult for you to have kids, I called my dad and I called my mom and I put all of them on speaker. I said, Dad,